the gym. As always, I come here maybe once or twice a week. I don't do too much because I have a story to tell about weight loss. Hold on just a second. Gotta make sure my car keys don't get messed up. Alright, so we're at the gym today. I'm gonna do an hour. I try to do this at least twice a week. The one thing about weight loss is you gotta be active um, at all times, at least, especially to keep the, keep yourself youthful. You gotta move around. So I'm on a treadmill right now. You always gotta get some cardio in to get the heart pumping. Um, the heart has got to do the work, and you got to strengthen your heart in order for it to keep your keep your weight in a good keep yourself at a good weight. Anywho, I'm down 27 pounds. I lost 27 pounds in the last, I'd say, 3 months. Because women, it's very hard for women to lose weight. It really is. Because a man can go to the gym in about 3 weeks, he'll been lost all that weight. But women, we lose inches first before we lose weight. And that's crazy. So, that's how men do it. Women do it totally different. Like I told y'all on this channel that I was diagnosed with thyroid disorder. Maybe when I turned like 30, 31, I was, my mood was always off. I was gaining weight. And I went to the doctor. And, well, not the doctor. I went to the emergency room to see what's going on. Because I'm always tired. I'm sore. My muscles are stiff at times. And I have a bad, temper, because I'm always in pain. And the doctor tested my blood. He came back and was like, oh, you have a thyroid. Your thyroid is off. And I was like, my thyroid off? What's going on? Because I'm a healthy person. I never usually have any type of problems. I go long periods of time without catching colds. Because all I eat is onions. I eat onions. I love tomatoes. I love cucumbers. I like broccoli. I like squash every now and then, but squash is not really my favorite. I like zucchini. I like cabbage. And that's about it. But I'm a picky eater. I've always been a picky eater when I was a child. And I wasn't a heavy child. I was petite. And how I started to gain weight was birth control. And a lot of people, or a lot of women, don't want to deal with birth control because it does make you gain weight. And one kind of birth control that I always talk about on this channel is called the Depo shot. I started taking the Depo shot when I was 19. By the time I turned 23 or 24, I had gained over 25 pounds. I was always like 160, 170 as a child. And in high school, I was a very small kid because I'm only 5'3". So I'm looking, I was gaining weight then. Then before I lost that weight, then I had children. Weight doubled. But when I had my son, I gained 50 pounds. And I lost that 50 pounds after I had my son because I went right back to the gym. And I lost the weight. Then my daughter came right after that, and I gained it right back. 25 pounds I gained right back. So my daughter is 15 now, and I'm just now getting that 25 pounds off. So, like I said, I lost 27 pounds, and I want to lose 27 more. I'm down to a size 14. I had to throw all of my clothes out because they were too big. And I'm glad. I'm not used to being, overweight or heavy set like that. When I find myself getting like too big, I start dieting, I start exercising, stuff like that. But I also had asthma, like from smoking. If you are a teenager, don't pick up smoking. Because smoking is another habit that makes you gain weight and make your body slow down and all that stuff. Don't pick it up. I don't care how much peer pressure that your friends tell you to do it. In the end, it doesn't help. And the reason why I quit smoking is because I got a chance to see my aunt and my uncle who smoke. I got to see them a couple of days before they passed away. And it was, it was complicated. They were on breathing machines and stuff. So, smoking is not a good habit. And when I'm talking about smoking, I'm not talking about grass or whatever else. Or CBD oil, I'm not talking about that. That's a plant. I'm talking about cigarettes, Newports, Marlboro, whatever you smoke. I'm talking about that. Because after a while, what happens is your heart slows down, and that's when the weight gain starts to pick up. And then when you're overweight, also your heart slows down too. So you got to keep that heart in shape. You don't keep that heart in shape, everything else is off. Now, the one thing about the thyroid problem, I have hypothyroidism, which is what Wendy Williams and Oprah has. And the thyroid thing is, if you don't take the medicine, you gain weight. But to beat the thyroid conditions, you have to exercise. And you got to just stay fit. You got to get regular massages because your blood flow and all that stuff. The thyroid is like, the thyroid is like the thermostat on the wall. Once that's messed up, everything is off. When my thyroid start messing up, my moods will go up and down, weight up and down. So, and I was eating right and everything. My doctor had sent me to a weight loss program where They talk about how to eat properly and stuff like that, because most of us don't know how to eat properly. But anyway, she the doctor that was in over this program, she was like, they was going through how fruit today is much larger than it was back in the day. So they advise you not to eat fruit, which I think that's bad for the keto diet. Like she's a doctor, but she was promoting, well, not promoting, she was just saying whoever wrote the program, those doctors don't think that you should deal with fruit when you're on the keto. And I have a problem with that. Fruit gives me energy, and I know what it does when I eat it. If you're conscious enough when you eat fruit, you know what it does. Some days when I'm feeling sluggish and my brain feels sluggish, I don't feel like thinking and stuff like that, I'll eat some fruit and be right back, ready to go. Apples is one good thing. Apples is good for back pain, any kind of pain. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, this weight loss thing that I got going on. I can't play my music. I usually play my music, but I can't play that. And I don't have the copyright to these songs, so I gotta say that for YouTube. But I wanted to hit on the Lizzo thing. Kanye West was talking about how Lizzo, if she loses 10 pounds, she'll lose her brand. And how the promotion of obesity is not good. And I'm like, there's a lot of people that promote obesity. Families promote that stuff. Like, it's hard, if you don't get control of your emotions and your mind, for someone whose eating is out of order or their impulses, that might be a problem. But obesity is, your chances of not living go up when you are obese. So I didn't even know what obesity was because I've never been obese. I'm a very short person, 5'3". I'm at 190, maybe 200 pounds, and I really don't look like I'm 200 pounds. A lot of people will be like, I would never guess you was 200 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I'm stocky. And stocky is you have a big bottom, like your bottom half is heavier than your top. I wouldn't say my top is heavy too, because I have like a chest. So I have top and bottom heavy. So I guess it's, but when somebody's short and they pile on weight, they look bigger. So that's what I'm doing today. Also too, when you carry a lot of weight on your body, you can subject yourself to arthritis because your body is carrying a lot of that weight. And arthritis is terrible. It is so terrible. And arthritis is always activated when it's raining or when it's cold outside. That stuff flares up on you, and you immediately have to either go take a bath, a salt bath, or get a massage. Because your nerves and stuff are damaged when you get arthritis. So, But let me explain to y'all how hypothyroidism works. It attacks the body's organs, so that tells you that it's not working because it's attacking your organs. But I feel good today. Um, I'm always in a positive mind frame, which I like. I love it. A lot of people are angry today. And I'm like, America is falling apart and I still feel good. I'm happy. And I'm like, I'm happy to be alive. Because if you had situations where you almost lost your life a couple of times, then you start thanking God. You start thanking God for waking your ass up. But let's get back to the Lizzo thing. I know women can be very sensitive about their weight, and a lot of people will say stuff to people, and they're like, "Well, I'm just trying to be truthful. You need to lose weight, whatever." Da, da, da. And I'm like, it's the way you say it to the person, because like somebody might be, very critical of their own self, and you keep reminding them of something that they're trying to do but they can't do, or maybe they have medical conditions. But a lot of the weight gain is coming from the food, because the food has all kinds of stuff in it. Fast food, because everything is microwavable now. Birth control and having children. All that put weight on you. But that's not every woman though. Like some women I know that had a child and snap back to whatever weight they were. And I'd be like, damn, she lucky. So that's a blessing. But that's not me anymore. I have to work. I have to work out. I can't snap back no more. But anyway, my doctor, I went to her because I have been exercising for almost 2 years now. And I wasn't seeing weight loss. I wasn't eating much. I was fasting a lot. And I gained 30 pounds. I go to the doctor and I'm like, why am I gaining weight when I'm clearly exercising every day or 3 days a week? And my doctor, who I really love, she's very intelligent. I like her. And my doctor's Chinese too. But she's very good. Like she's just been a doctor for a long time. I think she's my age or a little bit younger. No, she may be a little bit older than me. She might be in like 43, 44. But anyway, she let me know that exercise, even though they promote it, people promote exercise will help you lose weight. And she's saying she disagreed with that because she said it's what you put in your mouth is what making you gain weight. And I was like, yeah, okay. So she took me back to the food plate, which we were learning in school in the 80s. The food plate, you had to get various amounts of food to have enough nutrients, or you can just fast and just eat one meal a day, because I have to agree with that, because if you eat less, you're not going to gain much weight unless you have some type of disease that's causing it. So she said you got to have protein and vegetables. And like if you want to add some other things, then you can do that. But proteins and vegetables, it's pretty good. And if you want to add some fruit in, you can. But the fruit nowadays is not like strawberries. I remember when I was a kid, we would go outside and pick strawberries. And strawberries were like this small. So when I go in the grocery store today and you look at the strawberries, they're huge. So they're saying, in the fruit, there's a lot of, things that make them large like that. So I don't know. But that's how strawberries look. Cherries were like this small. Now cherries are still the same size. If you go in the grocery store, the cherries still look the same. But the strawberries have gained a lot of weight. But yeah, everybody promotes obesity though. With families, just overeating, or a lot of people do eat fast food though. A lot of people do eat fast food though. There's some people that eat fast food almost every day. And I've cut down on fast food. I only eat like fast food maybe once a month now. And if I do go out to eat, I will usually go to something ethnic like a Chinese restaurant, or I usually just go to Jamaican spots and eat the jerk chicken and the rice and the cabbage because that's what I like. It's healthy. Or if they don't have jerk chicken, I'll just get curry chicken and get me a bottle of water and I'm done. Or I will get some Mexican food as well. Because they have some good food too. I don't know any Nigerian restaurants that are open here. I've had Nigerian food. The fufu is great. If I could eat that every day, I would eat that every day and just not eat nothing else. But what I'm learning is like you gotta practice purity, which is just keeping a lot of things out of your body and stuff. A lot of sugar. I don't even eat bread like that no more. And since I stopped eating bread, that's how the 27 pounds came on. No bread, no soda, no fried foods, and no snacks. And fasting most of the day. But there's a book on here called The Beck Diet. And the Beck Diet is just a psychological way to correct your mind and how you should eat. And the Beck Diet is just basically telling you to eat like a skinny person, how a skinny person eats and thinks. And if you don't know how that is, somebody got a skinny person in their family or a fit person in their family, and they'll tell you what they do. They either don't eat too much of this or eat too much of that, or they fast. And they drink lots of water. And then if you think about it, if a person is naturally just a good size, just healthy, and they're not diseased, you're going to be a healthy size. But if you have a disease or something, that's when the weight gain starts to come on. Or your lifestyle. like I said, smoking is a lifestyle that will end up, with obesity or cancer or whatever. Heart problems, breathing problems. Been there, done that. So that's what I'm talking about today. Just fitness. Also, too, um, a lot of people don't really use massage therapists like that, but you should if you have like just a lot of stress in your life, because stress can also make you gain weight. So find a good massage therapist who's really good. De-stress every week if you can. If you can't afford it every week, then go to once a month. But take the kids over a family member house, and go relax. And then return to your duties. Because it resets you. And it's good for you. So this is my weight loss fitness rant while I'm exercising today. But like I said, with the Lizzo thing, she seems sensitive when people bring up her weight, but she knows. Like if you've had the journey of weight loss and battling weight loss and stuff like that, you know good and well you do not like looking like that. Even Monique tried to pass it off as, I like me the way I am, but she did really like herself the way she was. But not everybody's going to think like her and be like, oh, I look good the way I am. When clearly you're seeing a doctor every 2 months and the doctor's telling you the same damn thing. So what I'm saying is it can get repetitive and you might get tired of hearing it from others around you, but just know that that goal of feeling better and not being weighed down with too much weight is a better feeling than, being heavy set and overweight. Because you can't move around. And I was so pissed off that I couldn't do the things that I used to do. Like I couldn't move around. I was always in pain. And I'm finally at the point that I'm not in pain or none of that because I exercise and I don't eat a lot of stuff. Don't eat after a certain time either. A lot of people eat like after 7, 8 o'clock at night, maybe even 11 o'clock at night. I've done that before. But that will make you gain weight. Eating and going to sleep will also do the same thing. So, yeah. But I remember growing up in the 80s, you didn't really have too many big people in the 80s because at the time, there were food shortages then because we were in a depression. So there wasn't a lot of food. So everybody was probably a good BMI weight because you're not eating. There's no food. We have an abundance of food here, and once you got that going on, you don't know what's good, what's not good, and people just need to go back to the food plate and work it out. But exercise alone is not going to help you lose weight. That's what you put in your mouth. I know somebody might say, no, that's not true. If you work out 8 or 2 hours a day or this, that, and that, that's going to help. But you do program your body when you eat. You program it to either have energy or not have energy. It just depends on what you put in your mouth. Just remember, your body's like a car, and the food you put in it is like gas. And if that gas is dirty, then the car is going to be fucked up. So your body is just like the car. But I did check out the Lizzo. What she had on Netflix. She had hired the big girls or whatever she got her background dancers. And you know what? I think Lizzo took took Monique whole get up. Now that I'm thinking about it, because Monique is no longer a big girl no more. She done slimmed down. Like, so Lizzo just came in and like, hey, I'm gonna take all this and make it something. But anyway, I was looking at her. I think it was a competition, and she was auditioning some big girls, and they were all them girls can dance like they can move around. Them girls can move, and I'm like, child, I've never seen that before, but they can move as dancers. Because when they show you stuff, they show you the dancers are fit and everything, and then when you look over here, you see big girls get around. I looked at some of it, but I ain't watched the rest of it. Because Lizzo, she was yelling, and I don't like loud sounds. Like, if I hear somebody even yelling at me, I'll just be like, get irritated. And, like, the TV was down, but she was still loud. I was like, you know what, Lizzo, I'm going to have to just check you out, from afar with the TV turned down. Because I'm like, girl, you was loud. And she was just loud. I was like, Lizzo, girl, I cannot take this with all this loud noise. But I've been here, let me see, 33 minutes. We're going to do an hour. I'm about to do some running in a few minutes. I think I lost my daggone headphones, but I'm talking to y'all anyway, so I don't need headphones. But the last year or so, things have been really changing. And I have been seeing a lot of immigrants. They are here. They are here. Because I was dropping off some food the other day on my job. And this white guy, he had this Mexican dude cutting his grass. And his wife, the Mexican dude's wife had dropped him off. And I was like, oh, he working for him. Okay. I'm like, wow, they finding jobs and everything. And I'm like, hey, I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing different faces. So population is changing. Did y'all see They are subpoenaing Trump. I'm like, well, y'all subpoena him and get it over with. I'm tired of seeing this on my news feed. I'm tired of seeing the January 6th crowd. Like, just get it over with. So this is news with me while we're at the gym. Um, See what I posted about the Muslims shutting down the Detroit Deer Run or Deer, whatever it is. They shut that down because they found porn, well, LGBT porn in the books. And they went to the school board and was like, what is this shit? And I knew Muslims was going to do that after a while because a lot of the Muslims, okay, first of all, when we're talking about Muslims, first of all, the Muslim group is a bunch of different races. When I say races, you got black Muslims, you got the Muslims that look like they're Caucasian, you got Arabs, you got Indians, you even got Muslims in Jamaica. I mean, you have a big population of Muslims, but not everybody speaks English. And these Muslims in Detroit got wind of what's going on because I'm pretty sure they're tracking politics and they're seeing that the Democrat Party is not, even helping Spanish people or Latinos like that anymore. So they're going to the Republican Party. This is what I'm hearing when I'm reading the news and stuff. They're going to the Republican Party, and then the Muslims are like, wait a minute, if y'all doing them wrong, then we gotta go too. But wait a minute, what is up with these books in this library? And they are raising hell because you're in violation of their religious morals. And I knew that was going to happen. See, when people do stuff and you make any type of move, there's a cause and an effect. Okay? They started putting critical race theory in the schools. They said Black history. But inside of critical race theory is alternative lifestyles, which is dealing with, gay people. And once you start getting into the alternative lifestyle, and you put this in front of a Muslim or somebody who's Christian or Jew, it's going to be some backlash because they read the scriptures and they try to follow it. They do follow it. A lot are so, they are real followers. Like, they don't play with the religion. Like, you got some people that they say they're religious and then you get around them and they kind of like not really doing what they're supposed to be doing. These people follow everything. And I'm not separating them from me because I grew up as a Muslim, so I already know what's going on. Like, you got so many Muslims that have different racial backgrounds. So when you offend them or us or whatever, then there's going to become a problem. Because here we believe that this is not supposed to be done, and here you over here, this is what you do, and that's fine. But when you put it in the school, where my children are, and your children are sharing the school, there's a problem. Because now you got confusion. You got confusion. You got children that believe, hey, I want to be a different sex, or I want to be with the same sex. And you got children who parents are saying, hey, you're going to get with the opposite sex like we supposed to. They can do what they want to do. And I knew it was going to be a clash. And This stuff is going to go right back to court. The First Amendment going to be in the news again. And the freedom of religion. So this is what's going on. The Muslims shut that shit down. I was like, oh shit, y'all done fucked with the wrong group now. And I knew that was going to happen. Because ever since I was a little kid, Muslim people have always been about action. And they will take action. So, I don't know. I'm going to update that story because I want to see what happened after that. I know that it got shut down, and they said that they will reconvene another time when things calm down because they was all over the place. I mean, they was just surrounded up there. And the sheriff was out there and was just pleading for them not to, do something bad. Because, the media has made it look like that Muslims are terrorists and that they're going to do crazy stuff. And this lady is like, oh my God. Those stereotypes were in her head as she was shutting that down. Because this is what the media do. They brainwash you against a bunch of people, causing division, and then everybody up in the uproar. So would that be warmongering? Yeah, you're passing laws that's offending people in the group. That's going to cause war. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But I knew that was going to happen. And at first I didn't believe that they were pushing this stuff on children, but I believe it now from looking at the Virginia race last year or the last couple of months with Glenn Youngkin, and they found a book in the Virginia School of Critical Race Theory and Alternative Lifestyle and about same-sex stuff. And that's how Terry McCullough lost, because everybody went down to the poll and voted in Glenn Youngkin. Because we're like, we're not going with this foolishness. Because when Obama was in, they were getting ready to change the bathrooms at Target, and that's when Trump got in, and I was like, good gracious, thank God, because they get ready to cause a mess. And they're still trying to carry out the Obama stuff. So last week, Glenn Youngkin rejected a bill, or he signed a bill to keep transgender children from transitioning unless the parent is involved, because what's going on is the school is trying to persuade the child to go this way by giving them books, showing them what, same-sex people do when they have sex, and, so it's a mess. And I'm like, I knew they was going to offend the religious group. I knew they was going to offend them. And I was like, they're not going to take it too long. And the Muslims were quiet, for a while. And then when they went in there and saw that book in their school, and it's predominantly Muslims, oh, Lord. That lady shut that damn meeting down. I would have shut it down, too, and been like, what in God's name is going on? And I would have quit after that and been like, look, y'all starting beefs and wars in your own backyard, y'all deal with this shit. Y'all passing laws that's backwards as hell, no common sense law whatsoever. Then you're telling people they can't buy guns. And the percentage of guns has went up because everybody's buying one because of the loosening of the laws. They're letting, Chicago, no cash bail and all that stuff. So people that have Light marijuana sentences that's non-valid, they letting them out. Which, ain't nothing wrong with that if it's non-violent, but if they haven't been rehabilitated, that would be a problem. Because in 1942, they took education out of the jails, and I don't know what idiot did that. Because when my father's brother was in jail in the 70s or 80s, he had a degree. Now when people go to jail, they come out, they got religion, but no damn degree. How about give them a degree and some religion? That would help. So you just got a bunch of people in jail. Don't get me started. I've been to jail before. I've been to jail one time. And I could instantly recognize a lot of people with disabilities and mental illness because I worked in healthcare since 2008. And when I know something wrong with somebody, I know. And one of my roommates, she kept talking about eating out the trash can. I'm like, what? Why ain't this girl seeing a psychologist? Why is she in here talking about eating out the trash can? Or putting her face in the toilet? Like, this girl is not doing logical stuff. And sometimes when people have schizophrenia, they're illogical. And a lot of people are promoting, well, don't go to the doctor, don't take their medicine, and don't do this. So what the hell are you supposed to do when a person comes down with an illness? You're supposed to sit there and just say, hey, we're going to pray it away, and that's it. They've done that before. Go back to the 80s where all the preachers was trying to heal folks, and it didn't work. Okay? It didn't work. It's great to believe in a God, but you got to work as well. God is not going to do everything for you. You got to help him. So, when I encourage people to go see their doctor if they're having an issue, they don't go. And I'm like, what is with y'all not wanting to go see the doctor? I'm like, this is not 1937 where you had evil doctors stealing organs and stuff or doing crazy shit. Those people were deemed crazy. A lot of those white doctors back in the day, them damn people were crazy. They just happened to have, licenses to fucking kill. But that's not that anymore. You can look up a doctor's everything. You can look up what they did. You can look up their performance, all that stuff. Because I'm like, people walk around today, they don't even know they're ill. They just think you're normal. If your body's not working correctly, it is disease. If it's not doing what God made it to do in a healthy state, you're not healthy. So, and this is no diss to nobody that's overweight or nothing like that. But I was telling my doctor, like I said, I went to the doctor. I gained 30 pounds. I didn't know why I was gaining it, and I was just exercising. And she gave me this pen. It's called Victoza. And what Victoza do is just slow down your appetite. Because if you have some type of eating disorder or some type of, or you don't know how to eat correctly, and you just eating all the wrong damn foods, you eating at the wrong time of the day, or whatever, or your appetite is out of control, this slows it down so you can fast and just drink lots of water, eat fruits and vegetables. And a lot of people are vegan or whatever, but they're saying it's vegan people that's unhealthy. So I'm just like, everybody is different, and you gotta you have to create your own plan for weight loss. I'm not telling you when you're gonna lose weight, get a doctor, and I'm not telling you to let the doctor take control of every fucking thing, because that's the problem with Americans. You're going to a doctor and you're saying, hey, doctor, cure me. He can't cure you unless you already know what's going on with yourself. See, that's self-knowledge. You got to know what's wrong with your body first. Like, what are the symptoms? What's going on with you? Are you always in pain? Are you not going to the bathroom? Are you slow, can you breathe? Stuff like that. And you gotta monitor yourself and then write it down and then take it to the doctor and be like, doctor, this is what's going on. You know. And even research the medicines that can cure whatever you find out is wrong with yourself. Research the medicines that they use to cure that. And look up the medicine and see where it comes from. Does it come from a plant? What plant does it come from? You gotta get down to the bare minimum for everything to be healthy. But yeah, you have to create a plan and assess what's going on with your health and look what's, good for you to do. If you can't go to the gym at least 2 times a week, walk. I remember I used to couldn't get to the gym. I didn't have a car. I used to walk all the time. And I lost weight doing that. But I'm just realizing that I might have had a thyroid problem when I was younger because I did go up and down a lot. But I never got really big. I would just gain a couple of pounds and lose it. Gain a couple of pounds and lose it. Also, too, another thing that put a lot of weight on you is if you have one baby, then you turn around and get knocked up again. If you're really fertile, that will, Lord, that will fuck you up. I know some women that's older now, than their younger days, after they had one baby to get knocked up again. I mean, they be married. These married women I'm talking about. And they just be really fertile. Like, I had that, I was really fertile. Like, my kids came right after the other, and then it was one more that came after that. I was like, wait a minute. I can't do this. I can't keep getting knocked up like this. And my doctor was making me mad because after I had my daughter, I wanted to tie my tubes because I knew that I was really fertile because my mother is really fertile. She had 6 kids. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not having no damn 6 kids. Do you know what it's like to have 6 kids? Oh. But yeah, I didn't want that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today, y'all. I'm working out, having a great time, feeling good, happier than a mug. I'm happy because I'm living. I don't care if I'm not a millionaire, although I would love to be a millionaire, but I'm the type of person, if I become a millionaire, I probably would be like Oprah and give all my shit away. Because, like, money's cool, but it attracts good people and it attracts the worstest shit to you. And I'm just like, it's just a tool to me to get to A to B. But I'm not a person who you can wave money in my face and I'm going to be like, oh, okay. No. And I like being, I'm the type of person, I like to work for my own stuff. So, you know, I've been in situations where I ain't had no money and still was getting stuff done. So, money is what it is. But I'm just thanking God because I've been in some situations where I could have died. And when you beat death, you don't never want to, now, don't get me wrong, I'm not afraid of death. Death is, I was taught death is your friend. When times, death is your friend because when God says it's time to go, it's time for me to take your soul back, ain't nothing you can do about that. You're asleep. You are out. You will never live again unless he says or ordains it. So, as long as I know that there's a God, I'm great. Because what if we live in a world where there wasn't a God? What if we live in a world that there wasn't a God and just anything could happen? I would be terrified. So this is my workout video today. And I appreciate y'all for listening to my weight loss progress, my journey with gaining weight from using birth control, having thyroid issues, food being larger than it was in the 80s, in the past. Just things have changed. And America looks totally different from 1980s. 1980s, everybody was fit. That's why when you look at the rap music of the 1980s, everybody was moving and jumping. You ain't gonna see that now today, unless they a young rapper or something like that. But you ain't gonna see all that jumping around stuff. And I told my friend, I said, you gotta be fit. You had to be fit back in the day to do hip hop. Your ass had to jump around and exercise and shit and run in place and just do every damn thing. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm working. So y'all tell me what y'all think about what the Muslims is doing over there in Detroit. And whatever else is going on. We know the midterms is getting ready to come up. The Republicans are predicting a red wave, which is that means a lot of people are going to be voting Republican because the Democrats have lost their damn minds, and they're expecting to take back the House. So that's what's going on in politics. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. It's Long B. Have a great day.